I'm so tired. It's Saturday morning. I have to leave for work in like 30 minutes. And I'm gonna rush to do so because I started watching Arcane last night. And it might be the best show I've ever watched. If you've ever watched it, please leave your thoughts in the comments. I'll probably watch the entire series before I publish this vlog, so spoilers are welcome. I stayed up until like 3 or 4 and it's 8 a.m. now, so today's gonna be a struggle. But it was worth it. It's such a good show. Anyway, let me finish my coffee and go to work. And you know, I'm so addicted that I'm literally thinking I can't wait to come home, get in bed, and keep watching Arcane. I haven't been like this with the show for a while. It feels good. I don't know if it's a good thing. You know, you look at the outside, you look at the sun, and you think, wow, what a lovely day out there. You know, it looks warm. It's -3 degrees outside. That's why I'm dressed like a marshmallow. Let me just go to work. Let me save all this energy for the 4-year-olds. Morning. How are you doing? Good, good. It's a little cold today. Not too happy. Thank you very much. So usually my work days are from Tuesday to Saturday. And Saturdays are my busiest days because that's when most parents have free time for their kids to come and take a lesson because there's no school. So usually I work in the afternoon, but on Saturdays I start work really early, but we also finish early, which is nice. So I have to get to the school an hour before I start teaching just to make sure that everything is set up. I'm prepared for my lessons and any potential extra lessons that popped up between Friday and Saturday. Usually I have about 8, sometimes 9 classes, and it really does take it out of me. So I was very committed this day because I was looking forward to the event that I was going to afterwards. But usually on Saturdays, I just come home and I put on my computer and I'll watch a movie or play a game. Something to zone out, honestly. But I did good this weekend, I think. You know, if you look at this video and you see how dark it is, you'd probably think, wow, Alex is walking outside at like 11 at night. Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. All right. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
It's 5 p.m. I don't have a good angle to do a fit check from, but this is what we're wearing. Little jersey, jeans, and my boots. Got some little earrings and some rings. Let's go. This event turned out to be so much fun. To be honest, my expectations were not very high because this was only the second time that my friend and I were visiting this space. And it seems like they do a bunch of different events there because we saw posters for yoga, for this event, which was like DJing slash belly dancing, which we saw a little bit of during the evening. But it seems like kind of an all purpose space. And because it was situated in Chiba, I didn't know what to expect in terms of how many people were going to show up. And honestly, they proved my ignorant mind wrong because in my mind, I thought everything always happens in Tokyo. What's happening in Chiba? Things are happening in Chiba. So we had so much fun. There were two different DJs at this event. They started with Afro beats, which really surprised me. Then they went through Japanese hip hop slash rap. There was a jazz section that honestly made me want to throw up. I can't stand jazz. Yes, I know, I'm uncultured. Boo! Tomato, tomato, tomato. And then they ended with this 80s section that was a mix of Western and Japanese 80s music, which was great. My friend and I were trying to figure out where we can work in that signature move that Carlton from the Fresh Prince of Bel Air does. And I think we found a few openings, so I think we did really well. Good on us, Clay. So all in all, I would give the night a 10 out of 10. If you're ever in Chiba, I recommend swinging by the Records Diner. During the day, it's just a regular cafe, so you can go and get some food there. And it seems like every weekend they have some kind of event happening.
Thank you for using this train. This is the final stop. Please be careful not to leave anything behind.
So there's a lot of historic buildings here. So we are going this way.
Okay.
So please follow me. Put it in your virtual
In my virtual stamp book.
virtual book. Maybe we can find a blank page
Somewhere.
where they film Tiger dramas and things like that.
Okay.
Walk on this another time.
All right. Not today. Would you like a picture? Yeah, of course.
Hello again, it's Editing Alex. So once we got into the museum, I tried my best to be present with what I was seeing around there, so I didn't really make a lot of videos, but some of my favorite exhibitions slash artifacts were the wax models of people that they made. They looked so realistic, it was a little bit uncanny. Also, the skeletal structures that they recreated, you can really see your size in proportion to the size of people that lived in the past. I also really like the miniature models that they created. They are so detailed and you can see hours, probably months of work went into them. I really appreciate being able to see it up close. And also finally, some of the old kimono styles. They made it a note to show that the designs you're seeing in the museum were usually worn by the rich townsfolk, so the material is much stronger than the general kimonos from the past. And then one of my favorite things that I saw there was this model of one of the first gymnasts who traveled to America from Japan to show off their talent. And this specific trick needed children to hang from the structure that hopefully, if I line this up properly, you can see on the screen. And it's just so dangerous. My mind can't even comprehend something like this, but it was really interesting to see. And after the museum, we went to a botanical garden, but it's winter time in Japan, so there weren't any flowers in bloom aside from the ones in the greenhouse, which we spent some time smelling and having a look at. And we ended the day by walking to a nearby shrine, giving our thanks, and looking at some of the gifts that people left at shrines. I always take my time to look at what people place there. Sometimes you'll see some really unique gifts, like some people leave alcohol at the shrine, which I think is such a quirky human thing. I think it's really nice. So yeah, that was my day out with the tour group. It was great. I will be going on another one. And if you're in Japan and you haven't tried it already, I highly recommend the Meetup app. This is not sponsored, but I would love for them to sponsor me. It's a great place to meet people who are also trying to see more of Japan, mostly on a budget, and
Yeah.
it also opens you up to seeing some new areas in your town or in your city that you didn't even know was there. Alrighty, so I'm home, it's dark, and it's time to get serious about life. I chose to vlog this weekend specifically because it's busy and I feel like that's more interesting to watch. Like I can show you things going on around Japan and activities that I'm doing. Every weekend does not look like this. Even this was a lot for me. But if you've watched this far, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope to see you as a subscriber real soon. Just a quick note about the events that I went to. Well, the one event that I went to today. It was organized by Carrie, who you'll have seen in the video. And it's using the Meetup app. And I'm not sponsored, but if anybody from Meetup is watching this, manifesting, y'all could sponsor me. I wouldn't mind it. And Meetup is this app where you can find different groups related to different interests. So if you're into like rock climbing or yoga or kickboxing, you can find people who are doing that in your area. I think it's an international app, but I've only used it in Japan so far. And this year is the first time I'm really taking it seriously because it's one of my intentions for the year to make more friends and have more experiences close to where I live or like in the area that I'm living. So today was a really good start. I really enjoyed myself. And if you are planning on coming to Japan or if you've been here a while and you feel like you're not really making friends or you just want to get out a bit more, I highly recommend using this app. Alright, I'm gonna sign off here. I have a bunch of student reports to work on and they are due next week, which is tomorrow. So I'm gonna do that for the rest of the night. But you have a good one wherever you are. And again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!